Hello again everybody, Chef Gary back again in my workshop. Today I'm going to be looking at the new 59-inch plug-and-play Challenger from OMP Models, sold here in the United States by Buddy RC. As always, it comes in this really thick box. And let's go ahead and open it up. I did have to cut it loose. Here is the first look. I have not been in this box yet. Just as usual, all of the decals. The wing is in there. After a little bit of work, I got the wing cut loose. So this is the top of the, looks like the right wing panel. And it's got the same striping across the bottom as the little decathlons do. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other pieces out and be right back. As you can see with all the other, OMP airplanes, servos mounted in there, very well protected with foam rubber in its place. All the pieces are in there really tight in place. Motor's already mounted. Okay, I'm going to cut the rest out. Here is the left side wing panel. Here's what the box looks like underneath. Does come with the red spinner. Looks like there's the wing tube. The cowling fuselage is solidly mounted in there. There's the horizontal landing gear down in there. More cutting out to do. I did just want to point out real quick, this is a wooden bracket that's built in around the box to support the motor and to make sure that there's no damage. Again, really thick, 1/4 inch, maybe even thicker cardboard, and then a plywood box around the front end of the airplane to keep it in there solid. Look, it is in solid. It is not coming out of there. I'm going to have to cut all those pieces out. Top side of the stabilizer, bottom side, really cute little spinner with different size spacers for depending on the prop you're using. It does come with an ELO prop in there. When I get to cutting it out, I'll let you know what size that is. Bunch of accessories here. Velcro, looks like some kind of zip ties. I guess if you didn't want to use the spinner, you can use this prop nut adapter. Looks like that's the items to hold on the tail feathers and the tail wheel. Two different size propellers. There's a 12.6.5E and a 14.8E. I'm sure that's depending on what battery system you are going to run. I plan on starting off with a 5S, but I probably will go ahead and merge it on up to a 6S. So I'm guessing I'm going to be at the 14.8E. I don't have the instruction manual, but I'm guessing that that's the prop that I would need in there. This 12.6E might be a little bit too small for what I'm planning on doing. Okay, just real quick, here's the fuselage. Came out. Nice red covering all the way around. I didn't find any flaws in the covering at all. Here's the rudder itself. The cowl. Looks pretty good. There's the wing tube. The two propellers. I'm going to go ahead and start assembling it, and I'll take some pictures and talk through the pictures as I do it. I'm not going to record each step, but I will talk pictures as I go through it. As you can see here, this is the elevator servo, the rudder servo. Here's the bottom of the airplane. This is your stabilizer. You want to get all your parts ready to go. Quick tip if you're doing this part. Before you put these two bolts in, before you put this black carbon fiber piece on right here, put the carbon fiber piece on all the way to here, then slide your tail wheel in. It'll go in and then it'll hook down, so that way it sticks out down here, ready to go. Then you screw these two pieces in. Again, like you saw in the picture, use thread locker. All the control surfaces are hinged and sealed. You can see the bottom of the fuselage there, thread locker on it. make sure that you glue that rudder in place with thin CA. As you can see here, a bunch of random pictures of the airplane. It goes together real smooth, real quick. Everything's already in its place. Bind your receiver, attach all your horns. Probably the longest part was putting the cowl on, making sure that the holes lined up. There's the screws for the holes. And there it is when it's completed. See that they go in pretty smooth. There's the wing. Again, it's already hooked up for you, ready to go. And there's the completed project. Okay, so here it is all put together. Seriously, about 45 minutes worth of work to put the whole thing together. No glue. Probably the hardest thing to do on the whole thing, maybe putting these in. They just didn't want to line up. My wing spar needed a little bit of sanding on it. Other than that, it comes all the way over to here, and you really got to make sure that this wing spar gets all the way in, because then that side won't go in. But otherwise, the airplane went together really smooth. Here's full up elevator. Get lots of elevator. I haven't put in any mixing just yet, so sorry, any dual rates in it just yet. But this is your full up elevator, full down elevator, full left rudder, full right rudder. Here we are with the ailerons, full right aileron, full left aileron. I did go ahead and make it a flap mix, so here's what would be first set of flaps. There's a second set of flaps. Again, that second set of flaps all the way down. First set of flaps all the way back to neutral. If you watch the elevator, it does the same thing. When I go to first set, it gives it just a little bit of down and then a lot of down there. Okay. And then I also mixed in flap elevator mix to maybe do some tighter tumbling. So when I pull up elevator, the flaps drop. And when I push down elevator, the flaps go up. So it's kind of opposite, pushing the wing in opposite directions. Airplane works great. And then the last thing, we just want to double check our motor is turning the right way. And the motor is turning the right way. Motor turns this way. All right, only thing I have left to do is put the decals on it. I'm not going to do that tonight. I am going to go back in and go to bed, but I will do those decals, and then before the first flight, I'll take some pictures of it, and I'll have a first flight on it. I plan to do some hard aerobatics with it, so I'm going to start off with the 5S battery in it, and then maybe even go to a 6S. So this is Chef Gary for Buddy RC and OMP Models. Just finishing up the Challenger. I will be out at the flying field this weekend to give it a shot.